Hey everyone, it's Alex, and welcome to this Marvel Snap new card release review where we're talking about Esme Cuckoo, the latest card to enter the season pass of Marvel Snap. And I want to talk about a couple different things. Now, I did play an absolutely immense amount of Miss Cuckoo and Surge together over the last, day, basically since their release. And I have to say that I generally do think that Surge felt more impactful, but the more that I played Esme, the more I realized that A, I don't know how to say her name, and B, I realized that I think it's more than just the power. I think it's more than just, oh, you can 3-4 a Gore or you can 3-4 Iron Man. I kind of came to realize that there's so much more from a tech perspective that Esme allows you to do, with specifically being able to reach into your deck at opportune times and essentially double the chances of you pulling a card that you want from your deck prior to turn 6 or even on turn 3 if that's what you need. I was thinking about this because there was multiple circumstances where I had multiple Surfers, multiple Sebastian Shaws, and I was like, wait a minute, what if I'm in a situation where I really need Surfer to close out a game and I haven't drawn it yet? Esme technically doubles the opportunity for you to draw Surfer, because you can either draw and top deck Surfer going into turn 5 or 6, or you can play Esme and then copy Surfer from the deck, keeping in mind that the later you wait, the less cards are available to be copied and the greater the chance that you're copying what you're seeking. Obviously, it's RNG, no different than something like a Jubilee, but it's still something worth noting that it does provide some sort of redundancy. In the case that you're looking for a Shang-Chi, for instance, against someone who has a Strange Supreme that's going crazy, Esme does give you a second opportunity to reach into your deck and find that Shang-Chi. Most notably, it holds it in your in your hand, and it doesn't just like drop it the way a Jubilee would, or a Blink would just kind of make it appear. This gives you the ownership and the ability to use that card to the best of its advantage, right? To use Shang-Chi as you would as a created card that your opponent's unaware of. So Esme, I think, actually might age particularly well. With regards to the Season Pass and the purchase of the Season Pass, I'm a little disappointed that they're not including any tokens this round. I think that their entire economy now is fixated on tokens. I mean, you could say to some degree that you have a lesser fixation on credits because you are going to progress through the collection track to get the tokens via credits, and using gold you can buy credits to continue your progression. But I do think it might have been a nice fit, especially for paying customers, to include tokens in there, since they are now the primary currency for all progression in Marvel Snap for the most part, especially the ones that people most care about. Thankfully though, early reviews are showcasing that the Snap Pack system, in particular the extra rewards, do feel pretty fair, and they do feel like they're giving people a lot more than perhaps they expected. I happened to, when I rolled for Surge, I got a free variant, and that was pretty cool. It's fun getting other rewards, right? Yes, it's kind of loot boxes all over again, but at least they're better loot boxes than they were before. With regards to Esme itself, if you're thinking, well, Alex, I only buy the cards or the season pass if the card is an absolute banger. I want to save my $10 if I can, and I absolutely respect that. Good news is that, like, there's literally no FOMOing with the season pass. You continue to progress the season pass. You can wait till the last week of the season. The only thing you miss is that every single weekend you are missing the gold mission featuring the season pass card, which might add up. So generally speaking, if you're going to buy the season pass, you probably want to do it for the weekend mission. But right now, Esme, it's also difficult to evaluate Esme because a lot of the games are being played against bots and we don't have infinite only statistics. However, I come away somewhat optimistic. I'm not going to say impressed. Surge impressed me, and I think of the two cards, Surge is better. But Esme, I think, might be a little misunderstood right now. And I think that the versatility of being able to pull into your deck to try to find something you need might be underappreciated. But is it enough to make Esme a standalone card that wants to be put into 12 card decks in Marvel Snap? Because as we progress and we add more cards to the game, it's going to be harder and harder to fight for one of those 12 spots. Like on a football or basketball team, she has to try out and she has to earn her spot. I'm not convinced that she's going to be a starter. I'm just not. I'm not convinced as of right now that Esme is going to be a starter, but I'm optimistic. And so let's talk about some of the decks that I think are doing really well right now. And well, they're statistically doing well because we're pulling these from Untapped. With regards to decks, we're going to be using untapped based statistics, and of course keep in mind that we are using untapped 70 to 100. We're taking the climbing process towards infinite. It is the first few days. We do have some bot inflation with the statistics. We're going to be working from the bottom to the top with regards to win rates, with the exception of this deck, because the top two shells both run a 64% win rate. Both are Surfer decks. The difference is that this Surging Surfer deck is the one that I designed, and it's doing really well. And the other one I'll show you momentarily is a slightly different take for someone who wants a little bit of a different flavor. What I was experimenting with regards to Surfer, and this deck did perform very well for me. I featured it in my video yesterday. And the reason why it was so good was because I checked for the Strange Supremes and stuff we were seeing. So I have the Gorgon in there, which is particularly valuable. Gorgon actually works really well against Esme because it actually makes the card that she pulls more expensive. I thought Phastos might be cope, but it ended up being good. We were experimenting with like a Killmonger, but eventually put Phastos in, and I actually liked it. It was kind of interesting, repeatedly buffing the cards you were drawing into. It was kind of fun, and obviously Esme worked there. In full disclosure, I ultimately felt that Esme was cuttable from this deck, and I put Copycat in its place and ultimately found the deck I really liked, but it was still good. It still functioned, and that's why I wanted to showcase it, especially since early showings are showcasing that this deck is performing very well at a 64% win rate according to Untapped. So I'm glad that it's successful for you guys, and it's basically the deck that I took to Infinite last night. I got to rank 52 on the Infinite ladder last night, which was fantastic, playing Surfer. So there's definitely potential there, and you know, I'll just jump right to the number one here, and then I'll show you guys some of the other decks too. But basically, with the other version of Esme Surfer, and again, both of these are running 64% win rates, what we have here is the utilization of Sam Wilson. You do have the Makari as well, which I was testing quite a bit too, and my other shell did have Makari. Ultimately, it has the Sage, which has the great little drop off at the end there. Like, it just has such high power potential, especially if you happen to make it a 3-4 with Esme as well. So this is the other version of Surfer. So they're both running incredible win rates at 64. There technically should have been 1 and 2, but I wanted to talk about the first because, well, it was my deck, so I just figured I would anyways. Let's talk about some of the other kind of variations of Esme, and we have Esme Hand Generation, which is running a 58% win rate. This is a very classic Victoria Hand style deck. Surprising to me that you do not have something like a Kahori in here. I would probably like to see Kahori. I think Kahori is a good card in these types of shells, but like a lot of hand generation. To the point that I think that this deck in particular is so oversaturated, especially when you see something like a Snow Guard. Like Snow Guard is kind of underwhelming right now. So I think you're diving a little too deep into the hand gen with something like a Snow Guard, but that's just me, especially when you have like a Maria Hill already. But anyways, I do like it. The Frigga's pretty cool too. I do like the Wiccan play, and obviously with Maria Hill, Wiccan provides, you know, that nice little increase of energy that you can use to your advantage, especially with that Shang-Chi, which is so valuable in the current meta considering how many large cards are being dropped. Actually, not so much. With Esme, it's a lot of like everyone floating under 10 power. It's those Strange Supremes. So the meta is shifting, and I wonder if Shang-Chi will kind of shift out of it. We'll have to see how Esme and Surge impact the meta, especially with the bounces and the Surfer shells. But yeah, this is the Hand Generation shell. And then we have the Negative shell, which I think a lot of people were expecting Esme to be effective in Negative, running a 58% win rate as well. This one's slightly higher, like from a percentage point standpoint. This Negative shell does run your classics like Gore and Lady Jane Foster alongside the Taskmaster, usually to copy the Gore specifically. And generally speaking, you're going to see a lot of this ladder. This deck tends to be a great deck for ranking up because it has a very weak board position going into turn 5. And bots tend to snap onto turn 5, even if you've played Mr. Negative, which is just psychotic, right? So you draw Ravonna, you play, you know, Mr. Negative on turn 3, and then you're losing a location because of Mr. Negative, and they literally will snap on you as you play Jane Foster and then demolish them on turn 6. So this particular deck always makes a bit of a comeback during the ranking up phase of the season for that reason exactly, just in case you're curious as to why every time there's a new season, we're talking about Gore, and that is exactly why. The next one here is going to be the Venom shells. Now, we were running a very similar version to this. I can show you what I was running specifically. But with this particular version, you are running the Iron Man, which tends to be a very good hit. Iron Man is risky because although it's a great hit with Agent Venom, it's a great hit with Bast, it kind of steps on the toes of Havoc. Now, this deck is performing very well at a 61% win rate, but it's one of those shells that I wonder if it were to come down to like high infinite play and you had this shell and something like the one I was playing, like this one here, for instance, which one would overperform? We don't have enough stats on this one here because I didn't feature it as prominently. We just don't have enough games played on it. But I would dare to assume that potentially this one would perform slightly better. Of course, it doesn't have Esme in it, and even Adam Warlock's a bit of cope, despite I liked it, but it has really good closers like Juggernaut. And the key thing about this shell, what the design works towards, is you play Havoc on turn 4, and if you have a Demon from a Hood, if you have Kitty Pryde or Nico, whatever, you can always play one of Cassandra, Sage, and Juggernaut in the later turns 5 and 6 and 7, alongside the Kitty, the Demon, or the Hood, or the Nico, and proc the Athena. You're able to play 2 cards every single turn, even if you play Havoc on turn 4, and Havoc is presenting huge power. The reason why I bring this up is because with this particular version of this deck, it kind of goes against that philosophy, because if you play Havoc on turn 4, you won't be able to play the Iron Man, unless, of course, it's been specifically hit with Esme. But if it has not been hit with Esme, then it's just you cannot play it, right? So that's something worth considering here, that the design landscape is still being figured out a little bit. I still like the shell. It's performing very well, and perhaps it ends up being the best one, and maybe just having Esme for that high target value for Iron Man is all you really do need. But I think it can be ironed a little bit, and I think we're really close to getting to a point where, this type of shell, this Havoc bounce, it's not even a bounce, but Havoc, Kitty Pryde, Athena shell is going to make a legit comeback. And I think Esme and Surge specifically, could make a major case for it. But anyways, that's a lot of talk about the decks, but I just want to give you my impressions here. Overall, in terms of Esme, what I would say for Esme here is, I think that you should definitely wait towards the end of the week to see how the decks shape up. I always say that. As always, she is available through the entire month as the Season Pass card. It's a little unfortunate, as I said in my opening, that the Season Pass is not featuring tokens. And I will say that you should generally, with the Season Pass, decide earlier than later, simply because you do get the weekend gold missions early on that you're able to capitalize on. And I mean, it's not a crazy amount of gold, but if you think about the course of the month, it adds up if you're going to spend that $10 anyways, right? So anyways, with Esme overall, just like a quick recap that I feel like I've already said, but I do feel that Surge is a bit stronger. I do like Esme's capability of reaching into the deck, the potential redundancy it provides for pulling needed cards that you really want, and something like a Tribunal, which ironically doesn't even show up here, but I think it's interesting. And time will tell just where it lands. I came away cautiously optimistic. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy this gameplay highlights. I love Copycat, don't get me wrong. However, if Esme Cuckoo hits it, it's just a random card. It doesn't get the effect, right? So that's what. Oh, possible Thanos gameplay? Do we go the Gorgon over the Surge? I think we do. I think you have to go Gorgon here. Slow him down. You have to. You have to do it. Slow it down. Slow the game down. We'll go Esme Cuckoo here. Okay, cool. We might get ourselves multiple surfers. Galacta into Sarah. They didn't leave. Oh, it's the Suck Supreme. Is everything slow because it's animating the Gorgon animation or what? Couldn't suck the shield, eh? I would like to top deck Silver Surfer. That would be great. Having a Silver Surfer as a 3/4 is pretty sensual. Well, 2/4 now. Okay, noted. The Cosmo gameplay is noted. Ooh. I'm not going to emote. So 13 power. This claps here. This goes here. This goes here. Or do we assume that the Brood is simply enough? Do we want the extra verticality of Strange Supreme here? Brood here. I think this is probably safer to attack all three. This is probably safer because we want to reach here, don't we? Brood gives us a pretty nice cover. This is Goliath? It doesn't matter, I have initiative. Yo, taking that fat L. What's up, Thanos Gamer? Oh, no. Oh. I'll give you a fist bump. Well, that was a very clean Cuckoo game. Cuckoo did the thing. I never drew Surfer, but because Cuckoo copied it, I was able to play Surfer. That's pretty cool. Tinker's Workshop into Surge. Turn 1. I don't think we've ever seen a Surge turn 1. Oh! Well, we've seen multiple Surges on turn 1 now. Oh, Esme Cuckoo! We got the golden video here. Guys, this is great. We got Surge turn 1, Esme Cuckoo turn 2. We did the thing. We got like both cards at the same time. This could go in either video. I was gonna say we can pump Athena, but we can't. If you pump Surge, does the surging stop? I kind of want to play Sebastian Shaw to keep the dream alive. I can also fill here. Let's play Sebastian Shaw to keep the dream moving. Oh, this is all sorts of awful. We're not going to get this this raft here. I should have just pumped it. I should have played Brood. What am I doing, man? What am I doing? It's okay. Forge into Brood. Come on. Oh, they didn't fill! That's not what I expected at all. Oh, a free Hulk. Who was my Esme card? It was Red Guardian, that's right. Should we double pump Red Guardian? That's kind of funny, isn't it? This is kind of hilarious. I don't know about you, but this is funny to me. I'm not going to snap because it's too funny. I'm going to snap. I'll give them the emote so they don't leave. This is the I'm scared emote. Don't leave. I get so nervous snapping, man. I don't want them to leave. I want to play my Hulk and 2 Red Guardians. Here we go. Oh, this is big pumping, man. Oh, it's no, Athena, you're gonna need more than that there, bud. Galacta is a 3-drop. I guess we find out if Galacta gets buffed. Apparently it won't. I think they're leaving. Yeah, they left. Well, that was one heck of a game, man. That was a good one. Man, I don't even think I've ever had Pepto Dismal. You guys remember being kids and like sucking back that like banana medicine? Do you guys remember banana medicine? Am I the only one? Is that like a Canadian regional thing, banana medicine? Or does everyone know what banana medicine is? I'd be legitimately curious about it. I'd be so happy if everyone knows what banana medicine is. No, so no one knows what banana medicine is? Oh, it's a Jeff? But oh, I could play but I got the Gwenpool, but I get the thing going. I think I have to Gwenpool here, right? We'll get the Copycat Surge gameplay going in a moment. Galacta into Zabu. The Sebastian Shaw's massive. Oh, Galacta again. Damn. I kind of want to play Galacta. I regret it. I regret this, man. I'm not playing the surged card, but at the same time, it's like, how do I not continue to pump? You know what I mean? These are all going to flood. The Sebastian Shaw's massive. Do I play Sarah? Do I need Sarah? Or do I play the Jeff? I think the Jeff is what I need to play. Do this? Do I play here? Or do I leave Copycat? Sebastian Shaw's so big. Let's do it this way. Oh! 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 We needed to move the Copycat right. It is a 311 Jeff Copycat. We have Esme Cuckoo and Surge together all at once. What's up, man? Good to see you. We're gonna have to Surge next turn. Hey, you're cooking? Let's give him the Jeff and Juice. Holla to your boy. Free real estate, basically. Sipping on Jeff and Juice, baby. Bast with Demon, not the greatest. We want to play what we top deck, probably, right? I imagine that's what we want to do. Well, gamers be gaming with Surge. Surprise, surprise. Hey, it's Kitty Pride. And she's free. So we get Esme and Kitty Pride together. Okay, Cap Marvel. I respect the Cap Marvel gameplay, honestly. And they top decked it, so that's a 3 cost. Alright, that's not great. It is a copy, though. Just thinking how I want to approach this. I think I do this. This is a lot. Well, they have Cope Summers there. Kitty Pride is a 0 drops. Insane. Wow, look at this. We can try this. I don't know if it's enough. This is kind of interesting at the very least. They're getting the chain working for them, eh? I don't think they expected me to play left. So we're very much ahead middle. Okay. Let's see what they do. Now, Captain Marvel's an issue, because Cap Marvel can move to close out mid by 6 power. So they're actually at 7. This goes to, so they're still winning there. Esme might not be great in this deck. Well, that's why we're testing it. Just lose to the bot for 8? This is clearly not a bot. Oh, they're going 4s. Galacta. Whoa. Oh, no. Almost! They would have lost tiebreaker. That was very close. Very close. But it did a really good job of showcasing the cards, though. Surge on curve, baby. Wait, did we leave Gorgon in this deck? Oh, we left Gorgon in the deck. We cut Sarah. That's what we did. That's right. I was like, what are we doing? Why are we here? Who am I? We don't necessarily need to write Gorgon. Do we just keep the surge flow going, though? Like, we don't really care about Gorgon. We might play Cuckoo, but the problem is Cuckoo has not felt... Surge puts us at odds with Cuckoo. It's like we need more 4-drops if we're going to do this. But then if you're having 4-drops, why are you playing Surfer? Oh, I see Gorgon into Master Mold. Got some fascinating gameplay here. We did it. In our first game, we have the Makari Surge play. Now we get to figure out for sure whether or not Makari reprocs the Surge effect. It doesn't pew-pew the hand. It does! That's blessed. That is some absolutely blessed gameplay. I'm going to Cuckoo Forge. No. I think we just forge and wait, but then we're gonna get pumped with this. We won't draw a card. I think we have to Cuckoo. I don't think we can brood. I think we do Cuckoo Forge. We're still gonna get pumped. Let's try this. I hate this. Brood would have gone hard, but I'm trying to pull that Surfer. We pull Gwenpool. Sad. So they're obviously gonna do this, yeah. Still 6. Still 6. Drop this. Pump it. Pump it up. I really don't want these. That is a 13 Sebastian Shaw for what it's worth. Okay. But I don't think you're winning here. Yeah. There it is. Some Surge, Esme Cuckoo, Surge gameplay, which hit Makari. I said Surge twice. But it was cool to see Makari actually do the thing we were wondering if he was going to do. It actually did it. Perfect. I'm actually... Oh my gosh, hate this, man. It's the rules, though. It's cringe, but it's the rules. If they don't snap, I'm actually really disappointed. You gotta snap. It's the rules. We're breaking the rules, man. Everyone's taking rank too seriously. Now, I know it's contentious. I know it's contentious. Whether or not, you know, you snap on ego, but this person let me down. You leave, ego sucks. Ego does suck. Ego certainly sucks. Everything mid. Let's go. Let's see it. We can get some Surge game. Oh, naturally. Okay. Of course. This is great. How could this be bad? Meek's dead. Bleeding what? Dawkin, nice. Getting lots of energy for the next turn, though. There's Havoc. Could win this game, by the way. No, why would you play Havoc? All right, we're going Cuckoo for Havoc Puffs. We'll take the 0 Havoc and we'll destroy this 3-4. That's fine, I guess. Maybe this is why people don't snap into ego gameplay. Maybe this is what it is. You know? We must accept what ego gives us. Ego is pretty cringe. Like, imagine trying to actually rank up in this game and you get this cursed garbage. Ego worst design? It's pretty close to being the worst design in Marvel Snap. Stop playing mid. Come on, man. Why? Why you do this? Please have nothing in your hand. Does Havoc actually carry us here? Play right, please. Stop playing mid. Why are you playing mid again? Victory! Yes! Absolutely blessed gameplay. We saw Esme Cuckoo. We saw Surge. We surged a card to then throw it into the Altar of Death again. Guys, that is easily the best Marvel Snap gameplay you'll see all day. Let's go.